Hello student, welcome to Divine Public School e-learning platform. My name is Sarfraz Ahmed and today we are going to learn first chapter of class 5th, that is software and its type. So let's start. Now in this chapter we are going to learn about software. Do you think that when you feel hungry, you eat? When you get tired of walking, you sit down. When you touch something extremely hot, you immediately remove your hand. Do you know how that is possible? Yes, it is your brain that tell you that you have to eat it when you're hungry. You have to be sit down when you get tired by walking. And when you are touching extremely hot thing, you just remove your hand. How it is possible? With your brain. So yes, it is the brain that give us the instruction, act and react in this manner. Now student, similarly we can say that a computer get all the instruction from the software to perform various tasks. So here what it this software do. Now what is software? The question is that what is software? So the software is that a part of a computer which cannot be touched or seen. We can work on it with some by giving some instruction in it. So that is what a software. Some software like Flash, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, these are the softwares which you cannot touch or see, but you can work on it with the help of giving some instruction in it. Okay, now let's just talk about the type of software. So generally there are two types of software. The first software is system software and the application software. As you can see here, some system softwares are here and some application software is also present here. Now moving ahead. Now talking about system software. So what is system software? So system software is defined as a collection of a program that control the overall activity, and we can say that overall operation and internal working of a computer system. Some system software like here you can see this one is a operating system and this is a system software, and the program which is doing to control the overall activity of a computer system, this is called system software. Now moving ahead. Now system software distributed in three types. First one is operating system, second one is language processor, and then utility software. Now let us discuss each one of them. Now first one is operating system. So operating system is needed to operate a computer. Okay, so we can see that it is the soul of a computer. We cannot work without operating system on computer. So we can say that it is just like a principal of your school. Like the work of the principal is to manage the school. Similarly, the operating system is also do the same things that it manage the computer system. Some example of operating systems like Windows 7, Linux, Unix, Ubuntu, Macintosh. There are several operating systems are there. Now here you can see that when the computer is switched on, the operating system is first program that get loaded in its memory. Okay, so here you can say that. Now moving ahead, some operating systems like MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System, Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, Unix, Linux, Mac OS, are example of some popular operating system. Here you can see Unix, and this one is a Linux, and this one is Mac OS. Now moving ahead, see what is the work of an operating system. Here what we have to learn, that what is the work of any operating system. So the first work the operating system do, which is device management. Okay, we are giving input by the help of input devices, we are taking out the result with the help of output device. So the operating system help us to manage these input devices and these output devices. Okay, so here it is doing device management. Okay, now moving ahead, now memory management. Moving ahead, that is memory management. Okay, so an operating system assign memory to various program whenever it's required. Okay, it also manage our memory of our hard disk and many other storage devices. Okay, so here is the work is memory management. Now moving ahead, there is a run software. This is also the feature of operating system. Like this operating systems run the application software like Paint, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. These are the software, these are called the application software because it runs on operating system. So we can say that the system software having features to run software on it. Here you can see this one is a Paint, this one is a Word processor software like MS Word, and this one is a presentation software which is MS PowerPoint. Okay, so these are the application software which runs on this operating system. Now moving ahead, which is processor management. Okay, so here it also doing that it manage the processor. Okay, you know that this is a main chip located in the CPU, which is called microprocessor. So it also, this operating system is also manage our processor. So operating system manage the working of the processor by allocating various job in it. Okay, so next one is file management. Okay, you know that in our hard disk, in our memory, that there are several files and folders also there in our computer memory. Okay, so the work of the operating system is to keep track the information regarding creation, deletion, transfer, copying and storage of files in any or in organized way. Okay, when the files which is in organized way, it is easy to find out very easily. Okay, if it is not organized properly, then it is very difficult to find out. Okay, so here the file management help us to help they keep the track the information for creating the files, deleting the files, transfer from one location to the another, copying from one location to another's. It stores the files and rename it, whatever the functions regarding file managers is performed. Now moving ahead, security, very much important thing, which is security which is much more important, because if you have a very precious thing you having, if someone will get stolen, you feel bad. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to just lock in your cupboard, whatever you have box, you have almirah, you have to just lock it so nobody gets stolen. Similarly, if you have a data in your computer, if someone gets stole your data, you feel bad. So what you have to do, you have to secure your data so that no one gets steal your data. So here it also provide to you that this operating system is also provide security by means of you can applying passwords on it to prevent misuse of a computer. Okay, here you can see that you can apply some passwords in it so that nobody can steal your data. So this way you can secure your computer. So security is also a feature of this operating systems. Okay, not just this operating system but many operating systems that I have told. Okay, now moving ahead, types of operating system. So there are many types of operating systems. Basically I am going to talk about three types of operating system. First one is single user operating system, second one is multi-user operating system, and third one is multitasking operating system. So let us discuss about first type of operating system, which is single user operating system. Here single user operating system allow one user to use computer system at any given time. Okay, in this type of operating system only one user can use the operating system at a one time. Okay, so moving ahead, the multi-user operating system. Okay, multi-user allow multiple users on a different computer to access the system at the same time. Okay, you know that every computers, suppose in your school's computer lab there are so many computers. Okay, but these computers are connected with each other with the help of network. Okay, if you having installed if you having a operating system and all the operating systems are connected with the same printer it is connected, so everyone give the instruction to that printer, so everyone take out the printer from their computer. Okay, they don't need other operating system. So we can say that this is the operating system which performed by many other users. So this is called a multi-user operating system. Okay, here you can say that Linux is the example of multi-user operating system. Unix is also the example of multi-user operating system, and our Windows is also the example of multi-user operating system. Okay, now moving ahead, multitasking operating system. What is multitasking? If you are opening any program and you are opening the other programs also, so you can work both on it at the same time. If your system allow the user to run more than one application program at the same time, this is called multitasking operating system. Okay, so that's what the many operating system provides you to run many programs at the same time. So this is called multitasking operating system. Okay, now moving ahead, utility program. Next type of program in system software, which is utility program. So what is utility program? So utility program perform specific task usually related to manage a computer in a device. Okay, suppose if you want to manage your computer, if you want to delete the data, if you want to do the disk fragment, if you have a disk in it, like a local disk C you having, if you want to just distribute, or you have to manage all the disks, so you can distribute the disk like local disk C, local disk E, local disk in my computer. Okay, and if you want to apply some security in it, like password you want to apply, if you want to scan in it so that no virus coming in your computer. Okay, if you want to take backup. Okay, if you want to just clean up your computer, if you want to do the encryption of a computer. Okay, if you want to compress your file so that you can send lots more data. Okay, so these all the things are the what you are doing, you are just managing a computer. Okay, so usually related to managing a computer by the help of which software? These softwares are called a utility software. Okay, so these are the softwares are called a utility software. Now moving ahead, that some utility which help to avoid virus attacks, some are provide backup of data, some provide recovery data, and has been accidentally, if you have accidentally erased some data, it been provide to recover that data. Okay, by that software, and that software is called the utility software. Okay, so moving ahead, now we are talking about several types of utility program. Now we are going to talk about individually. Okay, the first type of utility program, which is network utility. Okay, so what does network utility do? So network utility check the network connectivity and configuration of a network devices. That's what this utility help you. In your desktop you can find a network icon is there. Okay, that is nothing but that is called a network utility, which if you go in it, and you can check the connectivity of a network, that how much data speed is coming in your computer, you can check with this network utility. Okay, getting everyone? So now moving ahead, Next utility program, which is file manager. Okay, this is also the utility program. It help the user to perform various operation on files such as viewing, editing, copying and deleting. These are the work we can do with the help of this utility program. Okay, moving ahead, we can do the scan. Okay, by doing the scan we need a antivirus. Okay, antivirus provide us to scan our computer, and if there is a virus in your computer, it get removed. Okay, and it also having some malicious code. That malicious code is called malware. That malicious code is called malware if you are scan your computer. Okay, so this is a utility program. If you scan the computer, if you get some malwares and viruses in your computer, it's immediately it removes. Okay, that's what this scanning utility perform. Okay, now moving ahead, backup is much more important. Suppose that if your hard disk get corrupted, what you will do, your data will also get corrupt. Okay, you cannot take backup if your hard disk get corrupted. So what you have to do, you have to take the backup. Okay, if you take backup of your data, so it is easy to recover from somewhere else where you have copied your data. Backup, which means if you have a data in one location, you have to just make copy to other locations. So if one portion is corrupted, you can get from the other. Okay, so that's what it backup do. So backup you can do is the process of copying a data, okay, in another storage devices. So how you can do this process of backup in your computer? Here what I also want to tell you, that for doing this, you have to go to the start button, then click on the control, go to the control panel, and there you can find the backup and restore option. Backup and restore option, you have to go to the backup and click on the backup and restore option, and then you can find setup backup. Okay, click on the setup backup, select your file, do the copy in another location, and then you can take backup of the devices. Now similarly Similarly, if you want to restore your file, you have to go to the start button again, go to the control panel, and then you have to go to the backup and restore option again, and there you will find the restore option. And when you click on the restore option, you will just search the file which you have take backup, and then after you can get restore, you can get back of your data if you have by mistakenly deleted. Okay, so that's what it help you to take backup of your from the computer, and also as well as you can restore by the help of these options given in your computer, which is a part of a utility program. Okay, now moving ahead, compression. You know that what is compression? If you have a box, if you have a suitcase, okay, if you want to go to the picnic, okay, you want to keep some clothes of some clothes of you in the suitcase. Okay, if some clothes is not get adjusted, you will press it. Okay, so what you will press, you will just compress it so that it can get less space in it, so that you more clothes get inserted in that suitcase. Okay, similarly, if you have a file, if you want to compress, if you are squeezing that file so that it will take a less space. Okay, if it will take a less space, so you can store lots more data in it. Okay, so that's what it provide by the help of compression program. We can say this is a utility program. So it is a process that shrink file so that less disk space is occupied. Okay, some softwares like here you can see WinZip, PKZip, 7-zip. These are the examples of some utility program which provide the same what it is providing. It is provide compression of any files. Okay, so moving ahead, now next types of system software, which is language processor. Okay, so language processor is what it is doing. So every software is made up of any programming languages. Okay, so you know that programming language, what is programming language? Okay, every program is written in our language, which is called high level language. Okay, but computer don't understand high level language. Computer understand only 0 and 1, which is called binary number. Okay, so we have to convert our language to the machine level language. So by the help of a translator we do these things. Okay, so this is called a language processor. Okay, by doing this we can just tell you what instruction I'm going to give you to the computer. Okay, so there are several computer language that you can see that here you can see this one is a low level language, this one is a middle level language, and this one is the high level language. Okay, so the machine language, which is 0 and 1 only. Okay, this is called so-called binary language, and some mnemonics words are using. This is called middle level language or assembly language, we can say that. And our language, which we are using, human language, as you can see, this is called high level language. And many programs which is written in high level language, that like COBOL, Fortran, Basic, C++, Java, these are the programs are written in high level language. Okay, now here you can see that Java, C++, these are the popular computer program language. Okay, which is used high level language, but it needs a converter to high level language to the machine level language. So there are two types of converter. First one is an interpreter. Okay, first one is an interpreter. Here you can see what is interpreter. So interpreter translate the program code line by line and simultaneously executed the converted line. Okay, when it get error, if it find error, it will get stop in that line if it is getting error. Okay, on the other hand, there is also another translator which is called compiler. Compiler also doing the same thing as an interpreter do, but it translate the whole program at one go. Okay, this is the major differences between two of the translator. Okay, but if I am going to ask you the question that which one is a faster, okay, so what your answer? I think your answer will be interpreter. No, it is not the right answer. Okay, so right answer is compiler. Okay, so compiler is the faster than interpreter. Why? Because it translates the whole program in one go. So we can say that compiler is a faster than interpreter. Getting everyone? Now moving ahead, application software. Okay, as we have discussed that software has two types, system software and application software. System software consists two types. System software consists three types, which is operating system, utility program, and language processor. Similarly, in application software, there is a two type, which is general purpose application software and the another one specific purpose application software, or we can say that special purpose application software. Okay, general purpose application software, which is also called packages. Okay, so here the software can perform many tasks to fulfill our general needs. Okay, before this I want to tell you what is application software. Application software used for our special task. Okay, suppose we want to listen music, we install the music software. Suppose we want to watch movie, we have installed some video software. Okay, suppose we want to create some video, we have installed some. So whatever the requirement is there, we need some specific software for our requirement. So these are called as application software. Okay, application software consists two types, general purpose application software and second was special purpose application software. So general purpose application software, we can say that it is fulfill our general need of user. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about general purpose application software, which is word processor software. Word processor software help to create professional looking document quickly and efficiently as you want to type. Okay, so you use word processing software. Okay, similarly electronic spreadsheet. Okay, what is spreadsheet? A spreadsheet, a program help us to perform calculation and display data in form of a chart so that we can analyze in a better way. Some example of a spreadsheet like MS Excel, Open Office. Okay, these are the some here you can see that these are some example of that financial. It performs some financial accounting, cost analysis, interest calculation. Okay, these are provided by the help of the spreadsheet. Okay, some example like MS Excel, Lotus 123, or OpenOffice.org. Okay, these are the example of or spreadsheet software. Okay, now moving ahead, database management system. What is database management system? We are creating a data in it. Okay, suppose that if you are in hotel and someone is coming and going, okay, so the person is noted down the list of the person. Okay, so persons are managing the data. If you are managing the data, it is called database management. Okay, by doing some software, this is called database management system. Okay, so if you are in daily routine, you are also doing the same thing, like so for example, if you are managing the telephone directory, if you are managing the payroll information. Okay, so these are also the part of a database. Okay, now database software which is help us to arrange and store the large amount of information in an organized manner. That's what database manager is doing. Okay, you can easily create, add, find, update, sort, search, print and retrieve the information stored in a database. Okay, so some database software, like here you can see MS Access. Okay, MS Access, OpenOffice.org base, Fox Pro and Oracle. These are the software which you can use for doing database. Okay, for making database. Okay, now presentation software. What is presentation? It is used to present an idea or concept in a lively manner. Okay, like Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, this is help you to present your idea in a attractive manner. Okay, so we can say that that's what it is doing, which is Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, so now moving ahead, desktop publication software. Okay, this application software help us to combine both text and graphics features to design professional document. Like in design, you can say Quark Express, and you can say MS Word, MS PowerPoint. Okay, Photoshop. These are the desktop publication software. Okay, now moving ahead, with the help of this desktop application software, you can create newsletter, print form, advertisement, book, brochure, poster, magazine. These are you can make with the help of this desktop application, which is help of desktop application software. Now moving ahead, multimedia software. What is multimedia software? It is used to create video, animation, sound, graphic and text. Okay, these are the software. By help of you can listen music, you can create video, you can edit songs. Okay, whatever the things you also can game you can use the game software, which is also a multimedia software. Windows Media Player for creating videos. Okay, and Windows Movie Maker for creating videos. Okay, and Windows Media Player is also there. So Windows Media Player and Windows Movie Maker. Windows Media Player is used for play listen song, watch video. Okay, and Windows Movie Maker help us to create video. Okay, so these are the part of multimedia software, you can say that. Now talking about special purpose application software. So what is special purpose application software? The software which is designed to meet the specific need of any user are called special purpose application software. If you want to work on something like if you want to make the balance sheet. Okay, if you go to the mall, like suppose in Gorakhpur there is a Spencer is there. If you go to the Spencer and buy something, and you go to a take bill, and that person who is taking out the bill, with the help of a system, that software they have customized by their own, because they are using for a special purpose. They are not using for their general need, they are using for the specific purpose. So that software has created which is used for a specific purpose. That is software is called a special purpose application software. Now you are getting like some examples like Tally. Okay, Tally is used for accounting. Okay, Busy is also for use for accounting. So you are not used for general needs, it is used for just specific purpose. So we can say that this is what this is called a special purpose application software. I hope you are getting. Okay, now moving ahead, that's some customized softwares, like you go to the railway for reserving system. There's a software in it, and that software is also a special purpose application software. If you go to the Spencer that I have told, and there is a billing, who the person who are taking out a bill, that person is also use the software, that is also a special purpose. Now payroll. Okay, some officers there are making salary of their employee. They are making a payrolls of in computer system, so that's a software is also made for their customization for a specific need. Okay, so that is also a special purpose application software. I hope you all students are getting this chapter. If you have any doubt, you can ask in my chat group in WhatsApp. You can ask, feel free to ask me anything, okay, regarding this chapter. Okay, see you next time. And if there is any doubt, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group. Thank you.